Good morning, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good day, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the news this Tuesday morning. And over the weekend, Trump hosted the live golf tournament and his New Jersey golf course there, and it was a wonderful sight. It was a great sight, and a lot of individuals that were there were cheering President Trump 4 more years, and then they broke out in a big "OL let's go" brand and chant, which obviously triggered Democrats, and people were like, oh my gosh, look at golf then, and they're doing let's go Brandon chants. Well, these people obviously know how to trigger the Democrat Party. So let's go and dive into it. It says crowd chants let's go Brandon S. Trump. Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene laugh out loud at the bed. Mr. Live Tournament. It's wonderful, love this. Great, right? Says President Trump was joined by Marjorie Taylor Greene at his Bedminster golf course in New Jersey on Saturday for the live tournament. Caitlyn Jenner was also seen with the president. She was asked she was playing with golfer Paul Casey in the tournament pro and part of the tournament. When the president joined players on the course earlier today, the crowd started chanting for more years. Then later this afternoon, represented Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle were seen with President Trump laughing as the tournament crowd started chanting let's go Brandon. It was epic. Let's go and take a listen. We're time over time because it's epic. Love it. I love every second of it. Every second was amazing. That was great. Everywhere he goes, when he draws a crowd, everywhere he goes, he draws people that are cheering for him. People that are obviously chanting, let's go Brandon, and things like that. This dude's just a fun dude to be around, a fun dude to sit there and have a good time with, but most importantly, he's probably the best person to lead this nation right now, especially in the time that we are currently in under this current regime that is currently working to destroy every facet of this country. And we're going to talk about some international things going on. When Trump did it, it was okay. It was irresponsible. But when Joe Biden does it as his polls are in the toilet, oh, then it's a smart move. We'll get into that. Also, Trump this slickster pull the fast one. We'll get into that as well, kind of a humor story. And just when you think things were getting bad with China, wait till we get into Russia. And then we have some words of wisdom from Miss Harris to send us off into the evening. I hope you guys won't check out at the end when we get to Cami. This is Chuck Todd asking Senator Joe Manchin a very simple, straightforward question. Last night on Meet the Press. Do you hope Democrats keep control of the House and Senate? Very simple question. Do you hope the Democrats keep control of the House and Senate? Folks, if you've been through grade school, if you have an IQ above 35, you will know that that is simply a yes or no question. Let's see what yes or no answer Joe Manchin gave. I think people are sick and tired of politics. I really do. I think they're sick and tired of Democrats and Republicans fighting and feuding and holding pieces of legislation hostage because they didn't get what they wanted, or something, or someone might get credit for something. Why don't that's a valid point? But you didn't answer the damn question. Senator Joe Manchin? Do you want your party to retain both houses of the legislative branch in the U.S. federal government? So yes or no question. When we start doing something for our country, why don't we just say this is good for America? Why don't we just answer the damn question? I've always said the best politics is good government, do something good job. I always said answering the question's a good thing, that's my voice said, just answer the damn question. But I'm not going to predict what's going to happen. Yeah, he didn't ask you to predict. He just asked you, what would you prefer? But I'm not going to predict what's going to have that actually. Make sure we do something good. And this is what result do you want? Do you want the Democrats to keep control of the United States Senate and the House of Representatives? Look, I'm not making those choices or decisions on that. I am not making those decisions. Very strange. This is it's strange in that most Democrats are gung-ho Democrats. Is he trying not to upset the people of West Virginia? Is he going to switch parties, which would probably be not a good idea, since he just if you listen to my earlier episode, he took the pressure from Bill Gates and folded on the Build Back Better Green New Deal, masquerading itself as a no Inflation Reduction Act. I'm gonna work with whatever I am. I've always said that. I think the Democrats have great candidates that are running, they're good people I've worked with, and no, they're not. I have a tremendous amount of respect and friendship with my Republican colleagues. That may be true. So I can work on either side very easily. You don't. I can work on either side very easily. Yeah, you're concerned Democrats stay on the Democrat Party. Problem. You don't care about the outcome this year, of the whatever. Whatever the voters choose. 3 times Chuck Todd, not a fan of Chuck Todd, but 3 times asked him, do you want your party to maintain power? And he does not answer the question. That's truly what I was going to happen. That's strange. Next, I really can't. I've always taking the approach. Alright. And after that, politics as usual. Nancy Pelosi is scheduled to travel to Taiwan. It turns out that was the earlier report. Then I saw another report that she is already in the air near Taiwan. I don't know what that means. I mean, she is in the region of Asia. She was in Singapore. So as opposed to when she left DC, or me here in the West Coast. Yeah, she's close to Taiwan. Biden supports or doesn't support the independence of Taiwan. Yeah, we've always had a very weird and ambiguous thing toward Taiwan. We sold them weapons. Remember, President Trump sold them weapons to defend themselves against China, but also the official U.S. policy of the United States has been a one China policy. You know why? Because we bend over for China. Anything for that Chinese money and that Chinese investment and to make China happy. This has been going on for a very long time. Thank you, Nixon. Thank you, Clinton, for really ramping up our slavery and our unnecessary entanglement with the Chinese Communist Party. So we've always had this. We support one China policy. But at the same time, we've been ambiguous about our support of Taiwan. And guess what? Taiwan never was a part of China. They formed independently. Taiwan was never part of China. So it's interesting that the White House on Today actually warned China not to use a potential Taiwan visit by Nancy Pelosi to act militarily in the region. National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications John Kirby took the podium at the White House daily briefing today to send a strong message to China about Pelosi's potential trip. Quote, "We will not take the bait or engage in saber rattling. At the same time, we will not be intimidated," Kirby said. "We've repeatedly said that we oppose any unilateral changes to the status quo from either side. We have said we did not support Taiwan independence." He said, reassuring Chinese officials they still stood by the One China policy. The United States recognizes China's One China policy, but maintains strategic ambiguity about acting to defend the island if Chinese military forces invade. If I were president, and trust me, you guys don't want to be president. It wouldn't be very entertaining. Probably more entertaining than Biden, because I would suffer no fools. Would you like the Republicans to we'd like your party to maintain both houses? Yes, except for their dirty bastard rhinos who screwed America. That's what we might answer. I would check to answer that question. I'd be yes, but only the MAGA America First one so restaurants can take a hike. That would be my answer. Even though I lived the first 9 or 10 years of my life the first half of my childhood in New York, it would have come out definitely like Trump, if I were president. This ambiguity has to stop. It'd be nice if we just change the policy to say, hey, we support Taiwan independence and have that China, you can suck rocks if you don't like it. Matt Gaetz is planning to create a select committee to probe the Biden family. But of course, it's going to happen after the midterm. So that's all I'm going to say about that. They're just kind of putting it out there. I think we're putting out too much information. Now, here's why. Gaetz explained the Democrats' partisan January 6 committee has set a precedent for creating a select committee and how the select committee can be populated from a congressional member's position. I'm not suggesting we established a select committee for a political payback, but to look into very legitimate concerns about influence peddling and compromise the leverage that may exist today over the Biden family. And then it goes on to say that they will subpoena phone companies' travel records, expense reports of foreign officials, international influence brokers, etc. So as soon as we have the red tsunami, knock on wood, given that what we saw a couple years ago was thwarted and doesn't happen in 2022, then the people will start burning and trying to scrub their phone records, travel records, expense reports and foreign official documents. These people did not know to like, and I like Matt Gaetz like me wrong. Don't project. Don't talk. Just do. Wait a minute. There are politicians on both sides. They must do a lot of yapping before a lot of anything starts happening. I just made that up, doesn't rhyme, but I tried. Give me credit for trying. Let me see some applauses over here. Be nice to me. I was trying to focus a different energy on the live, and I know that not everyone likes to live. Get to it. VCP, don't jump on our lives if you don't enjoy the banter, and a little bit of fun here. So I'm seeing some conversations going back and forth. Between you guys. Sue Larson is busting us up. Sue, let me give you a big hug. Dear China, if something happens to Nancy Pelosi, we didn't see anything. Sincerely, the American people. High five. High five to that, was a good one. Oh, I throw off the focus. I see you guys enjoyed What's What. Cecil 7076 loves with Sue. That was a good one. Sue, you win the no prize. You win a hug and a wink, and thank you very much. That was witty. Thank you for the positive energy. Okay, folks, Nancy Pelosi. Alright, let's get into Biden, who can barely read the teleprompter. I'm not going to show you the video, but he was doing the Alzheimer's to keep my eye in touch in my head thing as he announced. Oh, I see, I get it. You can do it, Joey. But Trump can't. Okay, I am about to point out how Joe Biden justifies his actions of taking out Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. Yet he criticized President Trump for doing the same thing. Oh, I get it. You can do it, but Trump can't. That's all I'm saying here. That's all I'm saying here, YouTube. By the way, for the record, we do not condemn, we do not condone. You know, I'm not gonna say anything. Alright. When Trump confirmed in October 2019 that U.S. Special Forces had found and killed ISIS founder and leader Abu al-Baghdadi, Biden did not offer simple congratulations, but said the operation has succeeded despite Trump's erratic behavior. He said as more details of the raid emerge, it's clear that this victory was not due to Donald Trump's leadership. It happened despite his ineptitude as commander-in-chief. So let me get this straight. We can say the same thing about in the basement. Joe Biden. Wait a minute, he tested positive Saturday for the second time. That's right. He's a workhorse. Unlike President Trump, we had to go to the hospital when he got corona. When Trump ordered the successful operation and take out Iranian terrorists, General Soleimani, in December of 2020, Biden and the Democrats who were running for president at this point slammed the operation, saying that it will make the Middle East war more likely. Oh, let me get this straight. That's only because Trump was in office. But it doesn't make things worse, because Biden's on office. Oh, I get it. For our vice president said that President Donald Trump's this was what was reported back in 2024. Our Vice President Joe Biden said that President Donald Trump's assertion he ordered a drone strike on Soleimani to avert an image attack can't be taken at face value, because the commander-in-chief has lied so much. Wow. I have nothing more to say, folks. I see what's happening here. It only works one way. Okay, so we have this Missouri GOP Senate primary race tomorrow. And President Trump has officially thrown his support and has announced who he will be supporting. This is what he said. This is where the truth out. There is a big decision in the great state of Missouri, and we must send a MAGA champion and a true warrior to the U.S. Senate, someone who will fight for border security. Our military and great veterans, together with having a powerful toughness on crime in the border. We need a person who will not back down to the radical left lunatics who are destroying our country. I trust the great people of Missouri on this one and make up their own minds, much as they did when they gave me landslide victories in 2016 and 2020. I am therefore proud to announce that Eric has my complete and total endorsement. Now, if you're not aware, there are two people running for this position at the top of the GOP. That's Eric Greitens, the former Missouri governor, and the Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt. In other words, so both Eric's and President Trump, the comedian, is saying he will lead up to great people of Missouri to decide this one. This is interesting because both Eric Greitens and Eric Schmitt both tweeted out and/or truth out. Honored to have the support of President Trump. We will make America great again. Eric said, And our great insight is in Eric Schmidt's election team also said President Donald Trump endorses Eric Schmidt for U.S. Senate. It is truly an honor to have President Trump's endorsement in the Senate race. Can't make the substance, folks. Can't make this stuff up, folks. Who are last two stories? Putin has made a declaration of who is the biggest threat to them. And it is drumroll, 3 United States. Yesterday he signed the military document that declared the United States as a primary threat to Russian security. It was the first update to Russia's naval doctrine since 2015. When changes were made following Russia's annexation of the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. So Sunday over there was Navy Day. It's a national holiday established by a Putin decree in 2017. And before launching the naval parade, Putin signed a 55-page document that laid out the strategic goals of the Russian Navy. The documents of the primary threat faced by Russia as a trick Egypt policy of the USA to dominate the world's oceans. And then here we have, speaking of oceans, speaking of water, there was a tons of flooding in Missouri and in Kentucky, right? Well, Kamala Harris has the answers to this and why it's happening. Thanks for sticking around. Follow me daily. I will do my best to show you. There's a lot of information that shows what's going on. Remember where